Hi, so mates, welcome to another wonderful class. So in today's class, we are cutting this trendy three-layered skirt. You can do your own 3 layers or 2 layers, depends on you. So the first thing you will do is to cut out the base. You can use normal lining, but I want it to be a bit bulky, so I'm using bridal satin. So what you are going to do is to measure the full length of the skirt. The full length of the skirt is 30 inches, but 1.5 will be for band. So I've removed the 1.5 already. Then it will remain 28.5. So the 28.5 now, you are going to divide it into 3. So when you divide the 28.5 into 3, you get 9.5. So if you want your own to be 4 layers, so you divide it into 4. And if it's 5 layers, divide it into 5. So like that. So mine is into 3. So I got 9.5. So the full length of this thing that I'm cutting now, you remember that it's 28.5. You are going to minus 9.5 from it. That is because the down part, it is the fabric we are using, the gathers fabric that will be in the down. So the last layer, you are going to minus it from the full length of the lining. That is what I have done. So the full length of my lining now is 19 inches. Do you understand? Because the last layer will be the fabric. So after doing that, how wide you want the fabric to be? It is your hip plus at least 6 inches. So for this one, I used my hip circumference plus at least 6 inches. So after doing that, now the next thing I want to do is to just divide this lining part into 3. You can see me, I'm marking that 9.5 so that we know where each layer will stand. Do you understand? It's important for you to do that. So now that I've done it now, I'm now going to, so when I'm sewing it, this shock line will guide me. The first layer will be up, the second layer will be in the middle, and the last layer. So after doing that now, I'm now going to bring my fabric. I'm using 2.5 yards of fabric. So I'm using the whole 2.5. So I know I told you that each layer will be 9.5. However, it's going to overlap. For it to overlap, I'm going to add extra 2.5 inches. So I'm going to cut each layer 12 inches. So by the time I fold it, it's going to overlap plus folding allowance plus stitching allowance. I added extra 2.5 inches. So after doing this, I'm going to cut 3 pieces of this. So I'm just using the first one I cut to cut the second one and the third one. Do you understand? I hope you understand what I'm saying. So you just cut it. So for you, if you are doing 4 layers or is a long skirt, there are some skirts that will be 7 or 8 layers. This is how you are going to do it. So I will just cut it. So I'll cut 3 layers exactly the same. Do you understand? Now that I've finished cutting the 3 layers, this is how it's looking. So you can make it as full as possible. You can only use 5 yards of fabric and it will be very full. Plus, but for this one, I'm using 2.5 yards. So now we can now take it to the machine now and see. But before we do that, in order for you to know how much the gathers will be, so that one side won't be full and one side won't be small, you are going to fold that long strip of fabric, fold it into 4 and notch it. Do you understand? So I'm folding it into 4 now. I'm now going to notch the point so I will know when I'm gathering it. So one side won't be fuller than the other side. So you are going to notch the 3 pieces of fabric. So I will notch it now. Then after doing that, on the lining itself that you're using, the base that you're using to do it, you know, for me, my hip is 44 plus 6 inches, that's 50. So I'm going to divide that 50 into 4 equal parts. That is 12.5 into 4. It means when I'm gathering, I know that that place that I notch and the chalk I'm drawing will guide me. So it won't end up that when you finish gathering, one side will be full and one side will be scanty. I hope you understand what I'm doing. So I'm just going to mark it on the 3 layers. After marking it like that, it's now time for us to take it to the machine and sew. At this point, if you've not subscribed to my channel, kindly do that. I post videos on tutorials, and if you have any tutorial, you can check. So now you are going to go to your machine now. It's time for us to sew it. When you want to sew it, please make sure you leave space of at least 1 inch. I'm leaving 1 inch. You will understand the importance. Then when you are sewing, make sure you don't sew the fabric directly. Make sure there's excess. You now start from that 1 inch. Do you understand? Make sure there's excess. You now start from that 1 inch. the wrong side should be facing you. This is the down part. The wrong side should be facing you. The wrong side of the fabric should be facing you when you are gathering. And I'm doing the down part first, so you now start sewing. So just sew it like that. It's very easy. Just gather it. So far you've marked it and you've known what you are doing. You will not exceed it. So as you are gathering it, be checking. So you know that where you notch will be equal to what you are gathering. So I finished gathering it. So you just gather it. It's very easy. Just take your time, gather it. Make sure you are following what you marked, and you are done. Please make sure the wrong side is facing you when you are doing the down part, and make sure you stop at the other end 1 inch, and there will be excess fabric. It's very important you do that. So when you are done, you now turn it. Can you see how neat it is? So it's neat from the inside out. That's why I said the wrong side will be facing you, and this is the lowest layer. This is the down part. So I'll now start the middle part. The wrong part will be facing you as well, and you're just going to gather it. The wrong part will be facing you. It's very important. So you just gather it like so. So now for the upper part, when you are doing the upper part where your band will be, please make sure that the right side is facing you this time around, because your band will cover it. Any rough edges, your band is going to cover it. Do you understand? So make sure the fabric is the right side of the fabric is what is facing you this time around, and you're also going to leave that 1 inch excess fabric before you start sewing. So you start from that 1 inch mark. So you just gather it at the waist part. It's very important. So after gathering it now, our skirt is already taking shape. Our skirt is already taking shape. Can you see it? So the next thing you want to do now is to just fold the skirt in at the wrong side, the inside. Just fold it in. So you see that 1 inch that you took out earlier. Make sure the lining part. Remember I told you to leave excess of 1 inch. So you are going to push all the fabric inside. They are just going to take only the lining. We are doing it so that they will not know where you joined it from. So everywhere there will be ruffles all around. So you are just going to sew it short. You can sew it short by half an inch. Do you understand? It's very important to do that. So you are just going to sew it. Make sure that the whole fabric is inside, and you are just going to close up the lining part or the base of the skirt with half an inch. So that's what I'm doing now. Just be gentle. Do it gently, and you shouldn't sew on the fabric at all. If you do it well, you won't need to sew on the fabric. So after doing that, this is how it's looking. So now, after you are done, so you've closed it up like that. It's now time for us to close up the fabric. So you just turn it each layer and close it up by half an inch. That was why I told you to leave excess. Just close it up by half an inch or 0.25 inch. It depends. So you close up the 3 layers. By the time you do it this way, when you wear the skirt, both the front and the back side, they will not know where the joining is, because everything will be ruffles or gathers. I hope you understand. So I'm just going to do the 3 layers now. So after you've closed it up, it's now time for us to now sew. If you do it very well, there will be excess. So what you just do, you just gather the excess on top of the base like you did for the other side. So you did for the 3 layers. So that way there will not be any visible joining. So I'm just going to gather it. So you guys do the gathers on the first layer, the second layer, and the third layer. And our skirt is already taking shape. This skirt is very easy to sew. Like, it's very easy, and you can use it to sew a gown and all that. It's very easy. So I'm just going to gather the 3 now, and we are good to go. So it's time for us to now put the band when we are done. So all you need to do is to just measure the width of your skirt. I told you that the base is to 50 inches, but I've held it half an inch on both sides, so I'm left with 49 inches. So I'm going to measure the fabric of 4 inches. The width will be 4 inches and the length will be 50 inches. Then I'm also going to make elastic. That's your waist minus 10 inches, so that it will cinch very well. So when you measure the elastic, your waist minus 10 inches, you're just going to close up the elastic like you are seeing me doing now. So after closing it up like this, so you're now going to take your band for width of 4 inches, then the width of the fabric you used for the skirt. In this instance, I used 50, so it was 50 I measured, but it will be wide by 4 inches. So by the time we fold it and hold it, everything will be 1.5 for the band. I hope you understand. So I'm just going to close it up by half an inch. So everything will now be 49 inches. Same way with the base of the skirt. So you are now going to open it up like you are seeing me doing and fold it into two. So after folding it into two, when it's into two, it will be 2 inches. You're now going to place your elastic inside. So you're now going to bring your skirts now. You can start from the back where that joining is. And you can start anywhere, it depends on you. So you're now just going to place it. You see that band you've put with the elastic in between the band. There's no zipper for this because the base is bigger than my hip, so it will easily enter. So you're just going to place the band on it and the elastic will be inside. Then you just start sewing. It is very easy. So you start sewing like that.